You know, every now and then you come across young minds, you hear what they're working on, you figure out their philosophy, and you just think, you know what, our country is in safe hands. And that's what this show has been about. We've met innovators from all over the country, and you hear them, you see their work, and you think, you know what, I think it's going to be all right. Yes, we're going to meet our final 2 innovators out of the 16 that we're trying to profile on this show, and maybe we can get one of the contenders of the grand finale from this episode. Well, you never know. There are high scores that they have to beat. Who gives them those scores? Well, it's our judges who decide. Our judges, some of the finest minds from the world of science and management. Let's go ahead and meet them. Our first judge is from DuPont, the Regional Technology Director, Asia Pacific, Dr. Homi Vadwar. Hello, Homi, how are you?
I am fine as always.
I think with that tie, we can pull out the word resplendent again, can we?
Oh, is that right?
I think we can.
I'm going to have to kind of keep right up with all of you guys. Look at my colleagues here with their outfits. You know, I kind of have to keep up with them.
You're doing very well, I have to tell you, Homi. You are doing very well. Also doing very well is the CMD of Karma Venture Services, Miss Nandini Vaidyanathan. Nandini,
yes.
I like that. You've got a bit of bling today, haven't you? Just a tad bit.
Just a tad.
With Homi, it's tough, right? This whole
Absolutely.
fashion race.
Look at these 2 handsome men.
2?
How would I ever stand out otherwise?
Did you just say 2?
Okay, 3.
Which one of us have you left out, Nandini? Which one of us? We also have the dapper founder and CEO of Milagro Business and Knowledge Solutions, Mr. Rajiv Karwal. Rajiv, first question first. Where has that jacket come from?
You know, I met 2 people like you.
Yeah.
I just stole their 2 jackets and
joined them
combined them
together.
into one so that
Or
it fits
an
me.
inflatable jacket. Do
Just
you
blow
wear
into it.
inflatable?
It's like a life jacket. Well, thank you so much for being here. It's nice to see all 3 of you in good cheer. It's probably because you've seen some fantastic innovations so far, and we are hoping that they see 2 more great ones today. We're going to sort of go out with a bang, aren't we, before the big grand finale next week. Well, on DuPont Presents the Power of Shunya Challenge for Zero, it's time to meet our first team of innovators. Please welcome from the Bapuji Institute of Engineering and Technology, Davangere, Kumar Vivek, and from the Indian School of Business, Hyderabad, Fakhruddin Dahoodwala. Gentlemen, how are you?
Wonderful.
Don't be stressed at all. I've seen a bit of your innovation. It looks very interesting. What we're going to do is show the judges and the audience what they're talking about. This is the Paddy Crop Curator, correct? All right, let's have a look.
I was working on a previous project called eMandi, and where I was continuously interaction with the farmers, and I got to know that they are not only the price money that they are suffering from, there are also some problem with the pesticides and fertilizer they should use and in how much quantity they should use. So I talked with the farmers and come up with the Paddy Grade and Disease Finder app, which uses a leaf coloration technique and determines the nitrogen content and appropriate pesticides or fertilizers in what quantity they should use. As you see, leaf coloration chart is there. This is an international chart which is being used by international agencies. We are clustering the images, input images, and determining how much content of it by calculating the standard deviation in mean of the image. Based on the standard deviation in mean of the input image, we determine and classify the crop into the 6th scale of it. And each scale suggests to you how much fertilizers they should add in the crop. So coming to the second approach, Disease Finder, what we are using here is the SURF, that is Step Up Robust Features. So we are finding the 300 and 100 strong point in the input image, and based on that we are calculating that whether this particular disease is there or not. So classification is done on the SURF, and later the artificial neural network helps the farmer to determine how much pesticide they should add. So this is a complete approach we are using. Farmers are the main users of the applications. So we designed the interface as much simple as possible. We created only 2 buttons for them. So there's 2 flows, Nitrogen Analyzer and Disease Finder. So simply farmer has to click on the button and that particular application determines nitrogen content and disease. So apart from that, we also ask the farmers to just use appropriate amount of fertilizers. We don't ask the farmers to arbitrarily put on it. So I believe the interface is quite simple. They can get the analyzed result quite simply, and they don't need to go to the research labs or their centers to get the report and wait for 1 or 2 days. They can get it in hand just in a few seconds.
Excellent. I'm sure Homi has a lot more questions for you about the science of it, but right now I'm going to go to your partner who is going to, in 90 seconds, I know it sounds like a bit of a daunting task.
Yes.
90 seconds to give us your pitch, tell us about your plans and how you intend to take this to the people. So 90 seconds, your time starts now.
Okay, so the end consumer of this crop curator is going to be the paddy farmer. With further enhancements in the application, we'll be able to touch upon horticultural crops as well. The distribution channel for this application is going to be corporates such as nurseries. It would include vineyards, it would include farmer growers associations and farmer cooperatives. Through these organizations, we'll be able to approach a lot of farmers and be able to convince them about the benefits of the application. We move on to the economic value of the application. The farmer will be able to save a lot of money on the inputs, the fertilizers and pesticides by using the optimum amount of optimum quantity of pesticides. Apart from that, he'll be also seeing a reduction in loss of crops due to optimum usage of pesticides. And thirdly, he will have an increment in his yield because of the optimum usage of fertilizers. These are the three benefits that will be very tangible to the farmer. When we look at the promotion, we would be conducting farmer meetings in villages where we gather 30 to 40 farmers. We explain them the benefits. We do a technical demonstration of the app in front of them in the field and try to convince them that this is the new technology that they need to adopt to increase their farming output. When we look at promotion, we would also approach NGOs and try to create awareness among the farmers.
10 seconds.
Last thing that I would like to add is the monetization part. Using advertisements, we'll be able to monetize this app, wherein FMCG companies, pesticides and fertilizer companies would be interested in it.
Well done. Homi, would you like to start the questioning?
Sure. There have been other apps like this on other devices that have been used, like on Android devices. So how is yours different from that, and what can your app do that the other one cannot?
Basically, sir, its nitrogen analysis part was being done by previously based on Android app.
Yeah.
But the point was that they were using the inbuilt function of Android, which was not quite robust. So what we are doing, we are processing it on the MATLAB. And for the disease finding part, we have created a SCRF, we call it as speed up robust feature, which has never been used in the field of disease identification, which gives us the high cutting edge because the previous approaches what we were using was giving us accuracy of 40 to 50%. So our accuracy rate is quite 90 to 95%, which give us quite cutting edge. So SCRF is a completely new approach we have developed. It's a new algorithm that gives us the ability to identify based on the strongest point, which could be a contrast in the color, edge detection, and various changes in the texture.
So would you say that is really the real innovation over here?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
I'm curious to know how all, are you going to make money here?
So we see three approaches over here. First would be advertisements. We'll be partnering with FMCG companies, automobile companies, tractor companies, and fertilizer and agriculture companies who would want to reach out to these farmers and they don't have a platform ready to advertise their products.
Right.
So using this platform, they'll be able to promote their products. Secondly, we would be gathering a lot of farmer data which can be given to a lot of companies and which will be made available to a lot of companies. We can also monetize on that aspect. And thirdly, we would be partnering with corporates such as sugar mills and farmer growers association. There are farmer cooperatives who would want maybe an ad-free version of the app. So there we would be able to give them an annual subscription. So these are the three sources of revenue.
But to the farmers, it's free.
Yeah.
What I want to understand is that the farmer uses the app when? Early in the morning, just before he's going to, irrigate or apply pesticide? How does it happen?
Basically, sir, means we have when we open the app, we get a set of instruction for that. So while taking the images, the farmer should not directly, while taking the images, the crop leaves should not come in a direct contact of the sunlight. So the illumination can affect it. So they can take it any time after the 2 weeks of once they sow the seed. they can they can take the snaps and can continue this process.
And the database with which this photograph is compared is resident where? On the cloud somewhere, and
Clouds.
what is the quality of that database?
Yes, sir.
Which actually gives you the accuracy.
Right now, so means for the application part is stored on the cloud services. For the standalone application, we also developed for the computers that is stored on the local system.
Have you applied for patent?
No, sir. Yeah, we haven't yet applied for the patents, but
Why?
we are looking
What is
forward.
any reason?
We just a few months back we completed the project was completely checked by the KCST and other sponsors. So we came up with it, and we are now processing for
Have you published any paper in any journal?
Yes, sir. I published one journal on this SURF using SURF detection of the disease.
Okay.
Well, right now, our judges are going to score this team on 5 parameters: disruption, relevance, reach and commercial viability. There's the use of science, and of course, the Shunya proposition. So, judges, if you could just mark the scores and give them to us on an aggregate of 100, please. So, Nandini, would you like to start?
Given you 19 on 25, which means 76 on 100.
Oh, 76. It's pretty good. Omi?
Yeah, it so turns out that I've given exactly the same, 76 on 100. Most of the categories are strong.
Rajiv, your score, please.
Surprise of surprises. It's exactly the same as the other two judges, 76 out of 100. So, congratulations.
76 all through. The leaderboard. Let's have a look at what the leaderboard is looking like. 240, our top score, coming into this last episode of the so-called prelims. After that, the second highest score, 228. 76 into 3 is 228. So can we get some smiles from you, because that means you're tied in second position on the leaderboard. Excellent stuff. God, what have you guys done? You're just confusing the issue in the last episode. It's going so well till now.
Yeah.
It really was. But listen, as they say, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. And for the fat lady to sing, there's still one more innovation to hear. We're going to hear that. Is it going to be music to their ears, or is it going to be music to this team's ears? We're going to take a short break and come right back on DuPont Presents The Power of Shunya Challenge for Zero. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching DuPont Presents The Power of Shunya Challenge for Zero. Now, before the break, we had our first team of innovators on set, walked away with 228 points out of 300, which has put them in joint second on our leaderboard. But as they say, don't count your chickens before they are hatched, because we have another set of eggs coming out. Good eggs or bad eggs, we're going to find out in just a moment. Let's bring them out first. From IIT Kharagpur, Vivek Pandey, and from the Indian Institute of Foreign Trade, Kolkata, Rahul Sharma. Rahul and Vivek, how are you?
Good. Feels great to be here.
240 is what's on our leaderboard. They're through, definitely, to the grand finale now. We're looking, is this team going to be the second, or are we going to have joint second position? Well, let's see the innovation first.
We as a team of engineers found out that there is a lot of problems that is plaguing Indian agriculture, and one of the single largest problems is post-harvest management. The reason for this is lack of electricity in rural areas, due to which farmers lose out a lot. Further, these problems were really highlighted in media, but there was nothing that was being done to solve this. So we are one of the first movers to solve the problem. My innovation is micro cold storage, which is a solar powered cold storage device with 2-3 innovations in it, which is mostly suitable for rural areas for use of farmers. The way this works is it harnesses sunlight to convert it into electricity, which powers a specially designed compressor via a drive that we have indigenously developed. The same is then used to run an air cooling system which maintains the cooling inside the room. At the same time, there is a thermal storage system in place that maintains backup for over 30 hours so that the system keeps up and running during non-sunny hours or during the rainy season. The innovations involved are first the thermal storage that we use. The second is the battery-less refrigeration part. The third is a control system to measure the charge level of the thermal storage. And overall, the system is controlled by a control system that is that decides when to run which component, when to discharge what. We are targeting farmers, we are targeting villagers, we are targeting people residing in areas which do not have proper electricity supply, and they can really benefit from this. Going forward, we wish to impact hundreds of thousands of lives in different parts of the country, and we want to take it forward to other developing countries as well. Further, we want to create an ecosystem where solar powered as a sole source of energy is able to power various kinds of machineries that are used in agriculture. That includes thrashers, that includes other equipment like pumps, etc.
Harnessing the sun's energy. Well, I'm sure the judges have a lot of science questions. We're going to find that out in just a moment. But before that, I'm going to go to Rahul, who's from IIFT in Kolkata. Rahul, you've got 90 seconds to impress our judges with what your plan is and how you're going to get it out to the people who need it the most. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right, my friend, your 90 seconds start now.
Well, the foundation strategy for business and taking this innovation forward was set up by the extensive market research conducted with the help of 120 farmers spanning over a period of 8 months during the product development stage. And hence we were able to shortlist 14 horticulture products for which our product was applicable to provide cold storage solution. We also identified 3 key parameters for identifying our target segments, that is geography of the region, type of the crop used and customer profile. On this basis, we selected 4 priority states in Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Jharkhand and Odisha for development of market for micro cold storage. We also categorized our target customers in 2 broad categories depending on the mode of utilization, that whether they want to own the product for self-use or renting it to smaller farmers. And on this basis, we arrived at farmers, village level entrepreneurs, local retailers, farmer producing companies, farmer cooperatives and agri-service providers as our possible customers. As far as distribution goes, apart from the in-house team, we have also tied up with NGOs, self-help groups, various agricultural forums and agri-distributor companies operating in seeds and fertilizer domain for helping us in distribution. Talking about the financial aspects, our product qualifies for up to 90% of product financing through rural banks and are eligible for soft loans. And we believe, and as per our research, we believe that, and we believe that we'll be able, the farmers will be able to break even within a period of 24 months from product installation. We believe we will be able to take this innovation forward and help each farmer in this country. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we've seen the product and we've heard the plan. Now let's see whether this product has our team shining like the sun, or does it leave our judges cold like your storage? Judges, over to you.
So I really like the various aspects of Shunya that you are addressing here, right? There's an energy aspect, there's a food storage and wastage aspect. These are all very unique, or are they things that you've copied from other innovations?
The battery-less refrigeration system, that is really unique because just to couple the solar panels with the motor of the compressor, it has not been possible by far, and we have made that possible by innovating upon a drive, and the way it works is really innovative. As far as control system goes, the control system has been done in-house. It's an algorithm, and of course I can say that it's really unique. What makes it what sets it apart is the dual-sided control. So there is a variation in cooling load inside the product. There is a variation of the solar power generation with time. Both have to be managed simultaneously in order to run the system. At the same time, we have to manage the inside conditions pretty well.
I understand. So what happens on rainy days, sunless days and so on? How do you manage that?
Yes. According to our tests, even if there is no sun for next 3 days, it is continuously raining, which is rarely the case. The system will be able to maintain the temperature with slight variation in temperature. The pre-cooling cannot happen at that point of time. If even after that it rains, a backup generator can be given, any other power source can be given inside it, or you can take out the produce if you want.
You've started off with cold storage. Going ahead, are you going to stick to climate control? Is that your area? Or agriculture is your area? Or are you going to keep marrying the two? What is the larger vision here?
If you talk about a long-term plan, let's say 5 years down the lane, we want to create an ecosystem where agricultural needs, like from pre-harvest to post-harvest to market, everything is powered through the power of sun. And that means powering, so I'll just give an example, powering an agricultural pump with the same set of solar panels when the crops are being sown, powering the cold storage device when the crops are harvested, and taking that cold storage to the market using a tractor or a truck for the transportation logistics part. So that's the vision with respect to the cold storage that we envisage.
How many pilot cold storage do you have right now?
Right now we just have one which is successfully up and running. The 3 more pilots are being commissioned right now at the client side.
What is the minimum temperature which can be achieved inside the
minimum
cold storage?
temperature is 0 degrees right now. Yes.
Right now it is 0.
Yes.
And what about the competing technologies? What is it that they reach?
For every horticulture produce, the temperature required is around 0 to 10 degrees, in that range.
Mm-hmm. Well, excellent. Lots of gain. Lots of gain that we are seeing. The question is, are the judges seeing that as well? All right, judges, you have the scores.
Yep.
Homi, would you like to start?
Very high for relevance. And this is one of the first innovations we've seen going all the way from a concept to reality. And so this is exactly what we are trying to promote here, is this kind of thinking and this kind of the Shunya quotient, as I said earlier, right on. So my marks were 92 out of 100.
92? Smugness paying off. Well done. Nandini, please.
I would have liked to have marked you, 25 on 25. But I have deliberately held back and taken out 1 point. Just 1 point. So I've marked you 24 on 25. That comes to 96.
96 and 92. They're at 188 already, Rajiv.
Yeah.
But I know that you're slightly miserly with your points.
No, but not this time.
Not this time.
I peeked into his scorecard.
Yeah. You see, again, this team has got the highest from me, and not just highest, but I think breaking all records, which I had in my mind, in terms of giving out scores. So 96 out of 100 again.
Whoa! 284. It's not like there was any suspense when you heard the first 2 scores. Vivek, Rahul, congratulations. You are in the grand finale.
Thank you, Varun.
And of course, there's the minor business of winning today's episode as well. So you both get a tablet each. So Homi, if I could just request you to please give them their prize for this episode. And guys, come on. Vivek and Rahul, if you could just join me here in the grand finale. Congratulations, congratulations. So congratulations, we're going to see you in the grand finale. Record breaking. We decided to save the best for the last, didn't we?
Well, it turned out that way.
Turned out that way.
Yeah.
We didn't plan it. They didn't plan it. They didn't orchestrate it. That's just how the cookie has crumbled. They've broken their record. They've got through to the grand finale. The last team showed their innovation. and of course goes into the grand finale on top of that leaderboard. They are going to be joined by Devleena and Pushkin, who showed us their Zeta technology, their Zeta nano purifier is what they had shown us. So they're going to be competing against them in the grand finale to win that big prize, the cash prize of rupees 10 lakhs, and of course an all expense paid trip to the DuPont headquarters in the United States. So guys, no pressure at all, right? No pressure.
None at all.
No pressure. The pressure is on them, pressure is on the judges, not on us, because we're just watching with amazement. From me, Gaurav Kapoor, from the rest of us, it's goodbye on DuPont Presents the Power of Shunya Challenge for Zero. We'll see you next week on the grand finale. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.